Welcome back, guys. It is thrift flip time. Let's go ahead and get started. In today's video, we are taking these two ceramic items that were donated to me by a friend who knows that I like to flip things, and we are going to make them some cute home decor. Now, these are just some unfinished ceramic pieces, and they're not sealed or anything, so I'm just going to paint them up and turn them into something that's a lot more fun. I'm going to start with this little frying pan, and I'm going to be painting it black. I am using black Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to do 2 coats on it. Make sure I do thorough, even coats both times, letting it dry thoroughly in between, and then making sure it dries completely after the second coat as well, so that I can seal it with some polycrylic. Chalk paint does need to be sealed, so we're just going to use some polycrylic here to seal this up and make sure that chalk paint stays in place, or you can wax it or use whatever clear coat you want to do. I'm using polycrylic so that I know it will withstand more time than what a wax would do. I'm going to make sure that dries thoroughly, and then we're going to do a quick, easy flip here. I'm going to be using some transfers on this. I have some really pretty sunflower transfers that I'm going to be using left over from a packet that I had gotten, and I'm going to transfer one large sunflower into the middle of this pan. Now you can do it on the inside or on flip it over and do it on the back, depending on how you want to hang it on the wall. I'm going to be using some rope for the hanger on this. I'm just going to cut it down to size so that it fits in there and then press it down. I just used my fingers to give like a slight press on it, and then I am using this flat wooden stick that came with the transfer pack. If you do not have this, you could use a credit card, your Cricut brayer, or just something with a nice flat surface. Even your fingernail can work with these. And I'm just going to rub it over and over and over, making sure all of those edges come off and it removes from that plastic seal. Now, if there are parts of it that do not come off as you're pulling that transfer back, simply just lay it back down right over top, like in place where it's at, without fully removing the backing, and scrub a little bit harder and it will come back down into place. Once that's done, I just ran my fingers over it and smoothed out all of those edges to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I just wanted to add a little pop of detail. So I'm using some yellow acrylic paint that kind of matches that sunflower, and I am just painting that inner rim with a detailed brush just to pop it off a little bit, add a little bit more detail to this piece, and kind of bring that yellow into the final design. So I'm just going to do this until I'm happy with how it looks, and then I'm going to seal the entire top of it in that polycrylic again. I'm going to do that because the transfer needs to be sealed with a water-based sealant. That is what polycrylic is made of, so that is good. And I'm just going to do a nice thin coat all over the top, and then going up on those sides and sealing in that line that I painted as well. And then I'm going to do the entire top of that surface just to make sure that it's nice and even and you can't tell where one coat was put down versus the top coat. Next, I'm going to just be adding a hanger here. I just cut down a piece of rope that I have. I tied a knot in the bottom and added a little bit of hot glue to secure it and make sure it's not going to come unraveled. Looped it through, and now we have a cute little hanger that it can now hang from the wall and sit flat without looking kind of weird. I think it's super cute, and I would love to know what you guys think. Next, we have this mini little jug. It's really, really cute, but again, it's not finished. So I'm going to need to paint it up and seal it. I'm going to start out with some white paint, and I'm going to paint the bottom portion of it with just white chalk paint, and I'm going to do 2 good coats on it to make sure I cover up all of those scratches and discolorations and things. And you could see there was a chip on there, but I think it's going to give it a little bit more character. So I'm again just going to paint it up with that white. From there, I'm going to be painting the top. Usually these jugs, like the real ones, have like a dark brown top. I'm going to go ahead and paint this one with black. I'm wanting to make it a little more neutral and like a high contrast between the top and the bottom. So again, I'm going to go in with this black. I'm going to go inside you know, the little spout as well so that it all looks finished. And I'm just going to do one good even coat around the entire top and being really careful to get those edges nice and crisp where the two colors would meet. And then I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to go back in, and I'm actually going to be using some antiquing wax, some Waverly antiquing wax, and I'm going to be doing 2 coats of that to kind of add a little bit of a brown hue to it and lighten it up slightly while still keeping that nice crisp contrast. So I just used some Waverly antiquing wax. This is slightly watered down so that I have a little more control of the spread and thickness of it. And I'm just going to go all over the entire thing, let it dry thoroughly, and then go over again. And when I was doing this, it was reactivating that chalk paint and kind of like smearing it and moving it around, showing that ceramic color from underneath, and I really liked that. It just made it look a little older and give it some character. So I kept that and kind of encouraged it in some places. And again, after that second coat, let it dry thoroughly, and I really like the effect that it gave on it. It just has like a slight brownish hue, but still that dark contrast, and then it made it nice and glossy and shiny. From there, I sealed the entire thing in polycrylic so that I could go ahead and also do some transfers on this. This is just a quick, simple, easy way to turn something into something beautiful. And I'm, again, just putting my transfers down. For these, I'm kind of cutting and placing. You can layer these transfers. So I'm just cutting out the portions that I want, doing one layer at a time. So I'm going to start with this leaf. I'm going to put it down, again, rub it off of the backing, and then use my fingers to make sure that it's sealed down, and then find out the placement of my sunflower, and then do the exact same thing. This is on a curved surface, so what I like to do is kind of push down in the middle to make sure that it's not going to crinkle or anything weird in the middle of the image, and then I just work from one side to the other. So I'm going to just kind of scrape and start off on one side and slowly start peeling it as we go around that rounded surface, and usually don't have any issues with this. So I do have that beveled edge at the top where the sunflower petals are going over. I'm just going to continue with those and then push those down over. And then I realized I lost a petal. I'm just going to lay it back down over top of where it's supposed to go, use my thumbnail, and then attach that as well. And again, smooth it out with my hands. Then I decided I wanted to do some more images on the other side, and so I chose what I wanted. And again, I'm just going to cut them down to size to how I want them, layer them over top of each other in a design that I think looks good. Use my same little tool there, rub it down, get it off of the plastic backing, or I guess that's actually on the front. Use my fingers to smash it, kind of make sure it's all adhered really well, and then also seal that in some polycrylic. These projects were simple and easy, but I think they turned out great, and I would love to know what you guys think about them. I would love to get a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed this content. Let me know which one was your favorite and what you would have done with the pieces. I'm going to take you in for a closer look, and I'll see you next time.